day, my friends. It's just one of those days today. Today we are going to be reacting to the Poor Man Podcast Reacts. It's my homie. I bet him and I chill. We get along. Great time for the dogs to start barking. Great to start streaming. Thanks, brothers. Shut up, please. I am trying to pay the rent here. Fucking helps. Anyways, if you could, if you like the video, enjoy it. Go give homeboy a little sub, a little like. I'm telling you, I'm trying to promote his videos like he's not fucking leaps and bounds above me. Anyways, let's go have the video. See what we got here, boys.
Dating. I love these types of videos because when you're just talking off of speculation, and to me it seems like a lot of it is pretty obvious, but when you're talking off of speculation, because it makes people feel uncomfortable, they will try to attack you to delegitimize what you're saying. But when you have the data and the statistics right in front of you, you just become the messenger. So you get to put your hands up and go, hey, I'm just the guy delivering the message. Don't attack.
10 seconds in. So we're either going to build a fan base or we're going to get rid of the few that we have. Either or. Massive day for the unemployed. Achievement. New achievement.
The numbers are right here.
This is a chart showing how men perceive women's attractiveness. Looks
Only
pretty
5.
normal.
Yeah.
Men tend to perceive women's
Woohoo,
attractiveness
woohoo.
on a standard bell curve.
Yeah.
On the scale of 1 to 5, the average is 2.83,
Huh.
with the most common rating being 3.
That's actually not bad because that means that most men consider most women to be above average. So the average man sees the average woman as above average. That's actually pretty good.
8% are above the 4, and 7.
And listen, I don't know if we perceive it. I mean, it's just, might be not this head perceiving it. Maybe that head. That's what I think's perceiving it.
15% below a 2. All pretty normal.
I bet you it's so
And
skewed.
here is how women perceive men.
I knew it was going to be skewed, but I didn't know it was going to be that skewed. Dang. So the average woman out of 5 considers the average man to be beneath a 2, less than a 2. So expand that to like the typical rate.
I have to kind of agree with women here because men just don't give a shit sometimes, you know? Just roll out of bed and we'll go to like a job interview. They just don't care, man. Because why? Why are we gonna care? We're gonna put that time and effort in not to get the attention that that women want. Like the women want the attention. We have learned our lesson the hard way, really, because you go and you try and then you just get shot down and you end up fucking jerking off that night anyways. So I mean, let's keep going. He makes good points. I like this guy.
Yourself out of 10 kind of idea. Most women see the average man as below a 4. Dang.
Yeah, I mean, well, if it's top of the scale.
It doesn't look so good for men.
No.
Taking this at face value, only 1 in 6 men are above average in an absolute sense. And if we translate this plot to something more familiar, like IQ, then we have a world where women think 58% of men are brain damaged.
So basically,
Isn't that the blind leading the blind there?
you got to be top 20% of men to be considered above average. Like that's what a lot of
Don't
people
forget, you got to
say
make
that
$1 million
type
a
stuff.
When
year.
we dive a little deeper, though, it becomes clear this isn't a men are too ugly to date thing. It's a men are too ugly to hook up with thing. This is OkCupid, one of the biggest dating sites in the world.
Looks like why do I always draw blanks when I'm live streaming? Nelk Boys. Salim. It looks like Salim.
And this is Christian Rudder, the former CEO of the platform. In 2009, looking to promote the platform, Rudder and his team began to release data from the site.
Damn, I am just pausing the shit out of the video today. I'm sorry, but we're here to be entertained, right? And you ain't got nothing to do. Like I said, massive day for the unemployed. Why is he making this video sound ominous and scary? Like, doesn't he seem like he's about to tell a scary story or something like that?
Oh no.
Giving us an insight into what the dating market really looks like.
And then a wild man appeared.
See, to be honest, I think that there are certain things that men were never supposed to know about women, but with social media, men have access to what women actually think without like bumpers set into place. And there are a lot of dudes that are becoming very black pill because of the realization. Like, I think that historically speaking, men have operated.
I'm still not 100%, like, this is gonna sound stupid, but I haven't, the black pill to me is so new. Like it's a new vocabulary term that I don't really know what it is. I guess the closest I could assume to it is like the men protesting in Minneapolis. That would be a black pill guy, I think. I know red pill, and then what? White and blue? Man, I make my own assumptions.
With women having a halo effect, so just the idea that they might be pure or honest was just given to women because they're women. But with men having access to this type of information, it's starting to change the way they look at a lot of this type of stuff.
Behind closed doors.
Like socially,
In
like
2014, he
nationwide.
released the book Dataclysm, summarizing
I
much of the
didn't
data
know he
revealed.
said.
This
I'm
type of
sorry.
info or honest was just women actually think without like bumpers set into place. And there are a lot of dudes that are becoming very black pill because of the realization. Like, I think that historically speaking, men have operated with women having a halo effect. So just the idea that they might be pure or honest was just given to women because they're women. But with men having access to this type of information, it's starting to change the way they look at a lot of this type of stuff.
Behind
I never had a book.
closed doors.
Like socially,
In
like
2014, he released the book
nationwide.
Dataclysm, summarizing much of the data revealed by the site. Within the book, Rutter displays the differences between how men and women view each other's attractiveness on the site. But when asked about it in an interview promoted...
See, once again, I'm not one to tell anybody what to do because I ain't shit yet. But, mark my words, I will be. Save this, clip this, save it. This guy, if he just picked up his energy a little bit, maybe a little more tempo, like I'm kind of falling asleep. The only person that's keeping me awake is Homeboy down here because he's the one giving a better commentary.
the book and platform, this is what he had to say.
Tinder, those curves move even further apart. Match, they move closer together. The male curve barely moves.
Yeah.
It's really the female curve that moves around. The
Curve for her pleasure.
men kind of have the same curve on all three sides, and it's the female curve that moves around.
When OkCupid was acquired by the Match Group in 2011, Rutter got access to the rest of the Match Group's biggest platform's
Dang,
data.
all kinds
The
of
two
data.
biggest of which at the time, Match.com and Tinder, give us a lot of insight into what's really going on here. Although charts or data were never posted, we can estimate based on what Rutter said. This is an estimate of how women perceive men on Match.com, and this is an estimate of how women perceive...
Why do you think this is? Because the women have more control? I don't know how Match works. Match.com, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not in either of them.
men
Fuck that shit.
on
I bet you it has to do with the fact that Tinder is more of a hookup website, while
I knew he was gonna help me out. He's got my back.
Match.com seems to be more for connection. And I don't even know if it necessarily is anymore, but I know when it first came out, people were more interested in dating for longevity versus when, by the time Tinder came out, boy, oh boy, we were already cooked. By that time, people were just looking for a place where they could get easy hookups, and Tinder just so happened to be that app.
Tinder.
Wait till Bumble let him
We
choose.
see that for women, as the dating site becomes more casual in nature, the standards climb.
That makes sense.
Although people like to push the narrative that women are delusional and have too high standards, the data seems to say the relatively high standards are only for casual intimacy.
Yeah.
Which, when you consider the
nailed it.
additional risks women take on with intimacy, the relatively high standards seem reasonable. Essentially, women are thinking, if I'm going to take the risk of a casual hookup, you better be attractive.
Right. Yeah, but this is the big...
Nah, I don't want to piss people off. I was gonna say, just keep drinking. Then you hook up with him. But that's not everybody. I apologize.
biggest problem with the sexual revolution. Before that, it was expected that you waited until marriage, and when you're looking for marriage, you date totally different, right? You're looking for a person that has more longevity. You're looking for a person that could potentially be the father to your kids, and because you care about that family structure, you're going to want him to stick around. So you're going to date for totally different things. Instead of things like fun, you're probably going to date more for stability, and instead of money, you're probably going to date more for morality.
Genetics.
Because you need that person to stick around, and money isn't a good determining factor of that, but their morality is. Now with dating being mostly about hooking up, like I think most people hook up and then
They look for other things that are long. No, I think with dating nowadays, like at one point it was just you would hook up with somebody and it would just be not even connecting at all whatsoever, and you would just hook up with that person to go talk to your girls or your dudes or your boys or whatever, and you guys would just want to talk about it and gossip about it, and then talk shit or talk the guy up or the girl up. You know, it wasn't even about the hookup itself. Nowadays, I mean, I'm a little bit older than the younger crowd, but like teenagers, I can't even imagine. I know that none of them are having sex anymore, but I mean, I don't blame them. It's hard to get along with each other the way everything is nowadays.
marriage or family comes significantly later, definitely after sleeping with each other nowadays. So yeah, of course, when you're dating for what you want versus what you should have, usually what you want is contrary to what is best for you. And so I think that this aspect of the sexual revolution has completely destroyed the fabric of society and the trust between men and women.
The next question is then, what makes someone attractive?
Ooh, I had a thought. I am pausing the video so much today. I am sorry. I guess I am just riffing it today. I had a theory when I was young, a little bit younger, and I mean, nobody's proved me wrong yet, but say you have me, you have me, and then my boy are sitting right here, and we're looking at the same girl. And I'm like, wow, she's beautiful. And he's like, bro, she is not beautiful. Now, is it because you see the girl visually different? Or, oh yeah, okay, so she's beautiful because we're judging just on the looks. Do I see her visibly different, or is it because my wants, needs, or likes is different than his? Like, do you visually see people and things different than Joe or Bob? And we'll never know, because it's unlike walking in a man's shoes. You're never gonna see in a man's eyes.
To answer this question, I'd like to bring forward a study from 2016, looking at what women look for in a speed dating context. The study started by giving women a list of 6 traits and asking them to assign points to each trait based on how important it was to them.
Okay, I'm going to take a guess here. I'm going to guess physical attractiveness is 1. Let's see, ambition, intelligence, mutual. I'm going to say fun is number 2. I'm going to guess that ambition is 3. Probably intelligence at 4, because if you're not ambitious, being intelligent is just annoying to women because then you're just correcting them on everything, right? Like if you don't have your own passions, right? Then I'm going to think mutual interest as 5 and sincerity as 6.
I am going to take physical attractiveness number 1, ambition number 2, mutual interest. Well, actually, it depends on who's asking the girl. Like if you're asking, the girl is answering to impress, or if they're not being genuine, it's going to be different. But if you're talking to yourself in the mirror or something like that, it's going to be physical attractive 1, ambition 2, mutual interest 3, fun might be 3, sincerity and intelligence 5 and 6.
I think that if you're physically attractive and you're fun, women will assume sincerity.
The average distribution of points the women provided looked like this. All attributes given near even value.
But what's the actual
After
thing?
completing the dates, the women were asked to assign the points to the men at the dating event.
Well, that's going to be different. After the date, he didn't give us that stat before.
Then, which men they were going to see again. This is the chart displaying the actual distribution.
Yep, that looks about right. Physical attractiveness first, fun second. I'm actually surprised that mutual interest is 3rd. Yeah, but sincerity, I definitely guess that, because I think if you're attractive enough, most women will just assume that
lie
you're
to their
sincere,
face. They don't give a fuck.
I think that's why players lie to women. But I ain't gonna lie, that shit is dwarfed when you look at sincerity compared to physical attractive. Like when you look at the size of stars, the sincerity is like the sun in the Milky Way galaxy. The physical attractiveness is like a star that's in the middle of the universe somewhere. But that's not surprising to me, though. That's why players lie when they talk.
That's a strange analogy there.
Physical attractiveness was by far the most important attribute. The amount of positive responses and level of physical attractiveness having an astonishingly large correlation coefficient of 0.801. For comparison, the correlation coefficient between IQ and academic performance is 0.54. Think about that for a second. For those wondering, online dating shows an even stronger correlation, with the data from OkCupid showing a 0.92 correlation coefficient between physical attractiveness and the perceived attractiveness of a profile.
Yeah, well, you'll see those experiments where dudes will take an attractive guy and then like make a Tinder profile. And sometimes they'll say like, I'm attracted, or they'll call the women like pigs. Sometimes I've seen one where one dude said that he got arrested for sleeping with children, if you get what I'm saying. And the women would just kind of go tee-hee-hee and just ignore the fact that this dude
as long as he was attractive.
Offender. But you know, those are women that are on dating sites, so you know, you got to already take that with a grain of salt.
Confirming what a lot of men have recently begun to realize, physical attractiveness is just as important to women as it is for men. Women just don't admit it.
That makes sense.
Another thing I think most people aren't aware of is the effect of attractiveness is exponential. The 2011 study, What Makes People Click, Mate Preferences in Online Dating, looked at various traits to see what makes people attracted to each other. The study separated the 22,000 participants' facial attractiveness into deciles of attractiveness, with the top 10% getting separated into two groups, giving the top 5%.
I'm kind of like just veering off here because I feel like I'm being taught by a teacher with this guy's tone and his monologues. Blah, blah, blah. The only person that's keeping me here is homeboy, but I'm trying here. I'm trying.
Their own group. To no one's surprise, the study found attractive people were significantly more likely to receive messages and match requests.
Of course.
But the distribution was eye-opening. We see a steady climb in matches and messages as participants get more attractive until we get to the top 5%.
Damn!
Miles above the rest, the top 5% of men dominate in online.
Dang, so all the women are pretty much shooting for this percentage of men right here, the top 5. That's crazy. And people will say this type of stuff and you know, other people will get offended by it, but when you're just looking at the data, again, just the messenger. It's all right here. And I think the bigger problem with this is because these are pretty much hookup websites, those women will then sleep with this top percentage of men because most men will consider even average women to be above average. So most of these men will sleep with a lot of those women that consider them to be attractive. And then those women will then start to think that these are the men that are going to want to be in a relationship with them, when usually that's not the case. So when you hear women kind of complaining online about men in general, usually they're talking about this group of men that they can't get to commit to them because this group of men can sleep with other women. And I'm not saying it's right for them to do that, but I'm saying they probably will. And this is my speculation here, but this is my theory. What will happen is women will try to deal with these men. These men will sleep with those women. Those women will become heartbroken, start making TikTok videos to appeal to these men to try to attack or pull these men down because women know they can't control these men. But
I don't think it's that complex. I think they just are speaking about the top 5% and then vaguely addressing the whole spectrum, and they don't, the guys at the bottom get the bad rep when they're making those TikTok videos. And then they're also sleeping with these men a lot easier because how often are they going to get an opportunity with this top 5%?
You know, that's just speculation. But in terms of women going after the top 5% of men, what more do you need to say right here?
And dating, seen as more than twice as desirable as a 90th percentile man. Data released from OkCupid touts similar, if not even more telling results, showing the exponential effects of physical attractiveness. Each percentile makes a bigger and bigger difference the closer you get to the top.
Yeah, but is that surprising? It's like,
I don't want the takeaway from this video to be that looks are the only thing that matter, because they're not. Another large contributor to a man's attractiveness is his social status.
And then another thing is that they're interviewing and taking these stats off of people that are going on a speed dating thing. Like only a certain percentage of women have the balls, let's say, to go out on speed dating. A lot of women are not that, just like men, are not that, they don't have that much like charisma, and they don't want to. They're shy, and I mean, I would go on a speed dating thing. I guess it depends. Has to be the right time and place, maybe. But like they're taking that stat from that demographic.
If we look again at the What Makes You Click study, we can see a large contributor to a man's perceived attractiveness is his occupation. Irregardless of a man's individual income, the industry he worked in had a large impact on if women attempted to match with him. This is a chart showing the attractiveness of different industries men in the study worked in, and my fuzzy best estimates of the average salary in those industries. As you can see, there's a correlation between the average salary in the industry and the attractiveness of it.
right.
But it's certainly not a one-to-one.
Yeah.
Industries like computer engineering, science, government, politics, and financial accounting make a large amount of money, but don't give the men in them much of an attractiveness boost.
Right.
Industries like firefighting, law enforcement, and military don't make a ton of money, but give the men in them large boosts in their attractiveness.
Yeah, pretty much because it shows or indicates to women that you're more capable of protecting them. Like, all of this stuff is very surprising. None of these graphs have been uniquely surprising to me, to be honest.
And over here, less attractive than being unemployed are service, hospitality, and labor.
Really?
That
Wait a second. Hospitality, as in waiters and bartenders? That can't fall into that because they kill it.
surprising. Y'all tripping now. But it's not surprising to me because there's this woman that I know that goes on these like dating websites and stuff. And I was talking to her and I was like, What if he works as a waiter at like a high-end restaurant? And she said, absolutely not. I was like, man, some of these dudes is killing it. They getting an automatic 18% gratuity on top of any tip you add, and those bills be like $300, $400. So if he's working at a higher-end restaurant, he could be making some serious money. She said,
get some serious tail.
Not. She did not care how much money he made.
Probably because
of the nature of his job, she would not.
Because he sees so many females on a daily basis, and jealousy kicks in.
I deal with him.
And
It's
up
crazy.
here, in the corner, the highest paid and most attractive career option
Doctor?
for men, legal/attorney.
Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, I think this is because propaganda, like in every movie, the attractive guy is like the white collar guy, right? Like 50 Shades of Grey. If the guy in 50 Shades of Grey was a plumber, it would be more of a horror movie to women than it would be like a stimulating sexual kind of book or movie. So yeah, that isn't surprising to me either.
Maybe your parents were right about considering law school. Something I've heard discussed a lot over the last few years is how men get better with age while women only get less desirable. And while the former is true, the latter isn't. This is a
I gotta bounce off a little bit. I saw clips from the Golden Globes the other day, and no homo, I am not a homosexual, but I mean, I saw George Clooney. That motherfucker, I think, is 67 years old, and wow, he looked good. Like he hasn't aged one bit. Hey, it doesn't. I mean, he's got a little bit of gray, but damn, George.
chart showing the age of
Oh, I had a funny one too today. It was home is where you make it. It's like, dude, it's okay. You like to see homos naked? No. Home is where you make it.
which men and women are most desirable to each other at every age. The thing that sticks out the most is that men's preferences don't really change as they age.
Yeah.
Always being the most interested in women 20 to 22.
That's kind of brutal, if you think about it. Like for women that get older, that is a brutal reality to have to live in.
I think we all knew that though. Something I don't think most men realize is that the prime demographic they're interested in, 20 to 22-year-old women, are most interested in 21 to 25-year-old guys. That's your peak, guys. It's not your early 30s, and it's certainly not 38. It is worth noting that as a man, you'll receive the most attention from women in general between the ages of 25 to 30.
See, what's a little bit different about this, in my personal opinion, now this is my opinion. I think when you get to about 25 to 35, your approach as a man becomes a little bit different, and that can make you seem more attractive. I also think a lot of this is very skewed because
You're right. Well, you're a little bit standoffish because obviously your odds for picking somebody up is a lot lower because you're competing with a lot higher quality or younger looking men, and your experience and your intellectual capabilities push you up a little bit to make you actually perceive yourself as a better quality choice to the woman without you even knowing it.
most men at the age of 30, like 75% of them, are extremely out of shape. If you're a man and you take care of yourself, when you look at professional weightlifters, professional bodybuilders in terms of physique, you actually peak around the age of 30 till about 34, right? So if you're a man and you're not in that 75% of men that just let themselves go, you have some stability. Your approach to women is a little bit different because, to be honest, you're less desperate for coochie. And the less desperate you are, or at least the less desperate you're perceived to be, the easier
Right, these women, I mean, who knows my dick better than me?
it will
I
be
do.
for you to get, attention. So
It's not even about that, Never mind. Another time, another place.
yeah, I think that as a man, if you take care of yourself, this could be significantly skewed, but I am also 30, so this could also just all be cope, right? Time humbles everybody. If you're a woman and you think you 20, 22, 23, and you think you got it all made and you gonna get all the attention forever, time humbles everybody. If you're a man and you think you have all the athletic prowess in the world, by the time you hit 35, 40, we gonna see about it, right? So it just humbles everybody.
It essentially means men have two primes. A first prime from the ages of 21 to 25, when prime women 20 to 23 are most attracted to you. And a second prime from ages 25 to 30, when you get...
I'm gonna say the man's first prime is more so 16 to like 21 in his head, because he doesn't necessarily know the reality of the world. He thinks he's on top of the world and he thinks he could do anything he wants, but he will soon realize later on, when he's trying to figure himself out and get to the point of where the 30-year-old is, he was actually being correct by saying that.
The most attention from women overall. I think it's also worth pointing out that even women start wanting to date a little younger as they get older. Dating truly is a younger man's game. And despite men seeming to age better in women's eyes than women do in men's eyes, Father Time continues to stay undefeated. Now, there's one more thing in the What Makes You Click study I want to show you.
Father Time was the 3-peat Lakers, dog, and he never lost. The Spurs never came to be.
When reading through this study, I found this. The researchers concluded that both men and women's height preferences depend on their own height. Basically, being shorter than a woman will on average make you be seen as significantly less attractive than a man of the same height as her.
Goes that being said,
a whole nother category than men taller than her. I don't think this is too surprising, but here's something I think will be. Yes, this is men's height preferences for women. Outside of being reversed, men prefer women shorter than themselves. Men's height preferences for women are nearly identical to women's height preferences for men.
Yeah, but what I think is interesting is in the real world, to me personally, it seems
surprising.
like shorter dudes always do better with taller women. Now,
well, yeah.
Like, in my...
I think you're right, because it's more of like a settling thing, and maybe it could be chemistry that we don't know about, but a shorter man, I feel like, shoots his shot a lot more often and will throw a lot more lines in the water and catch the taller fish too. You know, he don't give a fuck. Because he's already dealing with most women that are taller than him, so what's another inch or two? Don't ask a woman that.
Like, I feel like shorter dudes, generally speaking, do better with women that are a little bit taller than them. I think that a shorter guy does better with a 5'10" woman than he will a woman that is his exact same height. I could be wrong about that. Obviously, the data shows that guys prefer whatever they say they prefer, and women prefer what they say they prefer. But just from what I observe, it looks like shorter guys actually tend to do a little bit better with taller women.
Which makes sense when you think about it. Would you want to date a girl 5 inches taller than you?
Is everything proportional on a woman that height? Like, are you throwing a hot dog down a hallway regardless of what size you are? Let me know in the comments, because I never been with a woman that height. I'm 6'1". That would have to be 7'8". But I mean, I've never been with a woman that big, or taller than me, actually, for that matter.
He tripping.
Women feel the same way.
Yeah, he
about
is.
dating men.
That's
Short.
crazy.
Although men and women think similar in regards to height, one thing they don't think similar in regards to is divorce. A commonly thrown around statistic is
Because men get fucking burned in divorce, that's why. So they're gonna hold on to the relationship because they want to hold on to their assets. I bet you I just word for word to that motherfucker.
that women initiate 69% of divorces. But
Because they gain assets.
here's another stat that makes it even crazier. If we look at the percentage of same-sex divorces that are male-male versus female-female, we see that female-female relationships are responsible for 78% of same-sex divorces.
Because females are harder to deal with than males. When you have a male, you're more bending, like, oh, I don't want to do that. Well, let's do this. Okay, I guess we'll meet in the middle. Where a woman's like, no, me, I want, and then they butt heads, and then nobody's willing to bend. So they end up literally getting a divorce.
Female-female marriages are more common than male-male ones, though. 55-45 split. So,
I always said that. Once again, I'm not gay, and there's nothing wrong with being gay, but whenever I had like a problem or got in a fight with my girl or something like that, I'd be like, man, I wish I could just date a dude so I could just punch him in the fucking mouth when I get pissed off and we get in a fight. It's just like, it'd make a lot more sense, I guess, because that would settle a lot more things.
we have to adjust for this. After we adjust for the differences in relationship commonality, the relative split of same-sex divorces are 69% women, 31%
so the
men.
same thing.
Despite men and women not even being involved in each other's relationships, the divorce percentages remain the same.
Yeah, they also said the incidences for domestic violence for female-to-female relationships are significantly higher than male-to-female relationships, and even higher than male-male relationships.
Pretty unbelievable, right? The current common hypothesis is this is due to trait neuroticism, which measures one's sensitivity to negative emotions.
Right.
If you take a random man and woman, the woman will be more sensitive to negative emotion, more neurotic, 62% of the time.
Interesting.
This is why women are commonly seen as more
Oh, yo,
emotional and
he's
vulnerable.
interesting. Come on, bro. You knew that. Come on, interesting.
Both sub
Must be trying to appeal to that tall girl, eh?
characteristics of neuroticism. What this means for divorce, though, is that in 62% of relationships, the woman will feel the problems in the relationship more than the man will, which explains a large.
The woman will think that she feels the problems more and then make it known that she is feeling a problem more than a man who could just probably deal with it by themselves without it being said out loud and have it be somebody else's problem.
Portion of this seemingly astonishing statistic.
Well, it explains why, historically speaking, no-fault divorce wasn't a thing, because they understood this. But also, too, I think that women have significantly less on the line when it comes to divorce. I think that women are damn near incentivized, I dare say damn near bribed by the state into divorce, because they have so little, they will lose so much less than they will gain. If there was a rule where if you file for divorce outside of abuse and outside of extramarital affairs, as a woman you leave with nothing, I guarantee you there'd be significantly less women filing for divorce. Especially
Agreed.
if that meant you didn't get his retirement, you didn't get his money, you didn't get his house, and you didn't get the kids. I definitely believe that, because when women have stakes, they can control their neuroticism. When a woman is at work, she has no problem obeying her boss, even when she feels neurotic, because if she leaves that job, she leaves with nothing. Imagine if you quit your job and you continue to get a paycheck after quitting your job. That's essentially what no-fault divorce is. And it's like, yeah, well, if you
Severance.
incentivize that behavior, of course, you're going to get more of it, right? And I think, historically speaking, socially, we understood that aspect of it, so there was no such thing as no-fault divorce.
And there you have it. 8 charts that
Well, I mean, I didn't really learn anything here. Nothing surprised me, really. The only thing that I really messed up was the little, whatever he referenced as the Milky Way galaxy chart. But like I said, I just support this guy over here. I like hearing his commentary. He's entertaining. Homeboy shooting the video, good video, yes. But I can't criticize. But I just say pick up the tempo a little bit. Stop talking so monotone. Why am I criticizing these people? These people are smoking me as far as YouTube and everything like that. But it's positive criticism. I'd be open to anything that they say too.
hopefully change the way you see dating and relationships. If you find this kind of stuff interesting, subscribe to my newsletter down below.
Nice. To be honest, though, it doesn't really change the way I see dating.
Same. See, he's gonna say exactly what I said.
Similar to how I did before. Almost nothing on here surprised me. It all
Agree.
seems like it's just common sense. But usually, if you say these things, people will try to call you names or say bad things about you because they.
I agree. All right, let's find something else to watch here. What do we got? We got Myron. Sneeko had posted a video. What is it? Cool, the aesthetic marks. These guys are they're hurting. I mean, they're eating up that drama that happened with them, and I don't know. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to piss people off or anything or push anybody away. I will dedicate streams to that, but they're just talking about it too much, man. They're talking about it too much. It's just too much. Oh, Myron's going live. He's already posted it up at 10 o'clock. He's going live tonight at 10. Nick Fuentes, he posted a video. Well, Purge Vilo did, which is the guy that reacts to him. If anybody ever heard of Clinton Jaws, I love Clinton Jaws. This is going to be a little bit of a political video here, but I love this dude, man. He is my boy. Clinton Jaws here. We're going to smoke some cigarettes and we're going to drink some wine and we're going to watch The View. It's going to be a little bit political, but he's good. I enjoy watching him. And if you haven't seen him before, hopefully I can open your eyes to him. Let's just get this video up on here.
But I mean, the,
momento.
data's there.